I think y'all can tell by my grin, I'm super excited for Saturday, just for this week. It's been a long time coming, ever since Coach Bloom, was introduced as our new head coach in December. It's just been a certain atmosphere, in the building and even in the city, just the atmosphere of excitement, newness, of freshness that was needed. And I'm really just excited to be a part of this process, and I'm really honored, like Sam said, that my teammates viewed me as such to vote me their captain. And I'm here to do everything that I can to help advance this program and advance this team this year.
Questions? You sound like you're just ready to hit somebody in a different color jersey.
Oh, man. You already know. When you go through the process that we went through from spring to the summer workouts to fall camp, it's a lot of things that you have to adjust to, as far as adjusting to the style of a new coach, adjusting to the new culture that we're creating here in intellectual brutality. And that's something we've lived day in and day out since Coach Bloom has arrived on campus. We do things, like Sam said, the right way. And if there's any discernment in that area, you're going to get called down on it, And so I'm just, like I said, I'm just excited, man. I'm just excited for this new season.
Man, you do look like you're about to come out of that shirt. I'm glad.
Oh, man. Hey, look. Hey, well, that
looks good on you.
Hey, that means Coach Hans did a good thing this summer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What do you know about Prairie View?
We know that their head coach was the OC from Grambling. We know that the OC there is from Arkansas Pine Bluff. And from knowing that, we can look back on their offenses that they ran at those previous schools and kind of get an idea of what they want to do. It's been said today, there's nothing in stone. We don't know anything for certain, but we do have an idea of things that they might do. We know some of the players that are returning. We know some of the players that they brought in from other programs, and what they can bring to the table, to their team, what attributes they have, and we know how we prepare. I think one thing that Coach Bloom said that's so true is, it's about us. When when all the X's and O's are done and everything is put in that way, it really goes to how you execute on the field. And how you execute on the field is determined by the work you put in from spring to the summer workouts to fall camp. And I just can't express how much the guys have brought in and how much work we all put in those three phases of basically our lives. It's not something that we just wake up and come here and do. It's something that we actually live. And so I'm just super proud to be a part of that.
How do you like the local factor to it, right? I mean, Prairie View, Rice, getting a chance to show what you can do against another local team, that's got to add a little bit to it, right?
Oh, yeah. Just whenever you can put on a uniform, and have that rise across your chest, you're really playing for two things. You're playing for the name across your chest. You're also playing for the name on the back of your jersey. And I think that's one thing that I've always tried to do at my time here is go out and put a product on the field that I can be proud of. And in order to do that, there's a certain level of commitment you have to have on and off the field. And I think all of our guys have done that. And whenever we play any opponent, whether it be local or in another country, we're going to prepare the same way, and we're going to come out and attack it the same way.
Zach, at the end of last season, we definitely saw fan turnout and a dip. Do you feel like there's maybe a chip on your shoulder or the team's shoulder to prove that this team is competitive, this team is fun to watch?
Yeah, definitely. When you when we have a season like we had last year, is one thing that you don't necessarily forget how that feels. Especially as a competitor, you put in so much to not get the results you want, it's heartbreaking, you know. And of course, we want to get that taste out of our mouth, but that's not our main concern. That's not our main focus. You know, we can't control how many tickets are sold. We can't control how many fans come to the game. But what we can control is the work, like I said, that we put in and what we do on that field every Saturday.
We've heard so much about culture. How does maybe your demeanor, how does your preparation feel different heading into this game versus Stanford last year?
I really think that everyone in that locker room has completely bought in. You know, in the past, there may have been a few guys on the fence here or there. There may have been guys who weren't living necessarily how they should be as a Division I athlete, but I feel like now all the guys have bought in, and I think that's the very first step as far as getting us to where we want to be and changing the culture. You know, and I definitely feel like guys are, you know, itching to get on the field. You know, and you know, when we have a fall camp like we did, and so many like practices that were just physical and hard and really pushed you to your limits, I think that guys are like I said earlier, just ready to hit somebody in another color jersey. So I think the excitement, along with not having the pressures of having a hurricane on the horizon like we did last year, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, the distractions are out of the way, and I feel like we're just ready to attack this new season.
You got a pretty deep defensive line. Can you talk about the other guys around you? Because it looks pretty deep coming into the year.
Oh yeah, I mean we have a bunch of guys returning, a lot of guys with experience, and like Coach said, you know, we still have work days ahead of us. Nothing set in stone as far as starters or anything like that. But with, you know, Roe Wilkins returning and him being our conference last year, he has something to prove, and we have Parker Hanusa, Brady Wright, Grayson was able to get his 6th year, and a bunch of young guys who are coming up and ready to eat with us, and Miles and Elijah Garcia and Javante Hubbard, Trey Schumann, and even the freshmen that just arrived on campus. You know, I think the biggest thing in our room is that we're gonna we're here to. I want to word it right because I want everybody to get the credit that they deserve. Basically, we're not going to accept nothing less than the preparation of a starter. So even if you're a freshman, even if you're on scout team, even whatever you may do for this program, you're still expected to be held to the same standard as someone that's going to go out there on Saturday and play the first snap or the last snap. And I think that's something that everyone in our room from the top to the bottom has done, and I think is a testament to the leadership that Coach Calhoun has provided us ever since he came on campus as well. And I love those guys, and I'll do anything for those guys.
Talk about Coach Calhoun. He's very spirited, and
Definitely.
how would you describe him as a coach? Other than spirited,
I think I would describe him as a fearless leader. You know, I think everything that he's taught us in these past months that we've, you know, been blessed to have him as our coach. I think he's just brought a new outlook on the game of football. You know, anyone who's around him know he loves analogies. He uses a bunch of great analogies to kind of, you know, you can step back from it and you could say, you can have a laugh at it, but you can also say that's a really good way to look at something, you know, other than just the X's and O's. You got to do this, you got to do that, you know, and also he's a guy that truly cares. I mean, you talk about a coach calling you in the summer when he's on vacation. You talk about a coach who, you know, anything that he expects from you, he does it. When he says run from drill to drill, he's the first one to the drill. He's telling us to come on. When you talk about someone who gets out to practice earlier than all the players, when you talk about someone who comes in the meetings early, you know, he always tells us to be 5 minutes early. He's 15 minutes early. And I think one thing that I love about Coach Calhoun is that anything he says, he's willing to back it up 100%, 100%. And when you have someone like that leading you as a leader of the team and being the captain, it's a great mold to follow. And I just hope that I can one day be as great of a leader as he has been for us.